Hi, and welcome to the VPN Club YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you about NORDVPN's dedicated IP option. As you may have noticed, NORDVPN offers a dedicated IP option. You can get a unique IP address in one of the 28 available countries to access remote business networks, but that's not all. I'll get back to that in a moment. First of all, what is a dedicated IP? A dedicated IP is an IP address that belongs to you exclusively. VPN users usually share the IP addresses they are assigned. The IP depends on the VPN server they are connected to and is therefore shared between several users. These are commonly known as shared IPs. As you may know, several VPN providers, including NORDVPN, offer the possibility of having your own dedicated IP address. This IP address is unique and is always assigned to you whenever you connect. Other VPN users don't have access to it. That's why it's called a dedicated IP. On top of having a unique IP address that belongs only to you, you will still enjoy all the advantages of a VPN connection: encrypted traffic, secure network, data protection, and so on. Before continuing, I invite you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications if you enjoy this kind of content. It will mean a lot to me and help me create even more useful content. So, how do you get a dedicated IP with NORDVPN? Well, it's very simple. If you are already a customer, you can add the dedicated IP option from your member area. If you're not yet a customer, you can add the dedicated IP option at checkout after choosing your subscription plan. As you can see, this option only costs $3.69 per month. That's cheaper than a cappuccino at Starbucks. If you don't have NORDVPN yet, visit vpn-club.com/nord. NORDVPN itself costs only $3.09 per month, which is about 10 cents per day, a ridiculously low price, considering the many advantages a VPN like NORDVPN offers. So, if you add the dedicated IP option, the total comes to $6.78 per month, a very reasonable price to have access to the VPN as well as a dedicated IP. Once the option is activated, go to the dedicated IP section in the app menu. I've already set up my dedicated IP. I chose Switzerland as a location. When you choose yours, take your time when choosing because you won't be able to change it later. If you need help to set it up, head over to NORDVPN's support page. You will find the link to this page below this video. Once the dedicated IP is set up, of course, you can start using it. I click on dedicated IP address. It's connecting. It only takes a few seconds. Done. I'm now connected. Here is my dedicated IP address, which I'm hiding for security reasons. You can see it ends in .254. On this page, you can also see that it's indeed the IP address assigned by NORDVPN. It locates me in Switzerland. Now I'll disconnect. I'll reconnect. I'll refresh this page. And yes, I still have the same IP address ending in .254. Whereas if I used the regular locations in this menu, I'd get shared IPs and the IP address will change every time. So, why use a dedicated IP? First, to bypass blacklists. For example, when many users try to watch Netflix using the same shared IP, the platform will likely blacklist that IP and ask you to turn off your VPN. With a dedicated IP, this can easily be avoided. Second, to avoid CAPTCHAs. These extra security steps happen with shared IPs to make sure you're not a bot. With a dedicated IP, you'll browse without interruptions. You'll be the only users, which prevents sites from getting suspicious. Third, to avoid extra verification steps. You know, when you try to log into your email or bank account from a different device, you need to enter a code. A dedicated IP eliminates the need for those additional checks since you'll always connect from the same IP address and won't raise suspicion. So, these are just a few reasons, and there are many more benefits to using a dedicated IP. For example, accessing company networks restricted to specific IPs. And if you plan to use a dedicated IP for another reason, feel free to share it in the comments. If you don't have NORDVPN yet, I invite you to visit vpn-club.com/nord or click the link below this video to get a special deal, 73% off plus 3 months free. This is a special offer, so don't miss it. As a reminder, you can get a dedicated IP with NORDVPN for just $3.69 per month, very affordable. You can get a dedicated IP in the US, as well as in Canada, the UK, Australia, Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Switzerland, Japan. NordVPN is a safe, reliable and fast VPN, available on Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, Android and more. No speed limit, no bandwidth limits, a strict no-logs policy, thousands of servers in 126 countries, customer support available 24/7. In short, one of the very best VPN out there. Also note that NordVPN offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, which means you can sign up, try the service for several weeks, and get a refund if you're not satisfied. NordVPN gives you tons of benefits: unlock any website, access geo-restricted content, browse and download anonymously, protect your privacy, avoid bandwidth throttling, save money, and much more. That's all for today. Now you know more about NordVPN's dedicated IP option. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to post them below and I'll reply as soon as possible. If you liked this video and found it useful, please like it, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Thanks and see you next time.